There are about 3,000 cases a year of people who have lung cancer where the identified risk for the lung cancer is secondhand smoke exposure.
They found a tumor on my lung, and it was a carcinoid tumor. And I had never smoked in my life, but both my parents did. And so I had 2/3 of my lung removed. Actually, my father passed away 33 years ago from lung cancer. He was only 58 years old.
Lung cancer is not the only serious health risk from secondhand smoke.
I would tell somebody that was smoking right in front of my brother. I'll tell them to, can you please stop smoking? He can get an asthma attack.
While the warnings on the side of a cigarette pack tell a smoker how dangerous it is, non-smokers should be warned about the serious health risks of being near or living with a smoker.
When we smoke a cigarette, there's mainstream smoke. That's the products of combustion that we're sucking in through the cigarette and down into our own lungs. And then there's side stream smoke, the smoke that comes off the cigarette from the tip, that comes back out of your lungs and gets out into the atmosphere and into the environment. And so that sort of extra smoke that's left over in the room is what's typically referred to as environmental tobacco smoke or secondhand smoke.
Tobacco smoke is bad from the beginning. Even prenatally, when the child's in the womb, secondhand smoke can really cause them to develop asthma. There's some association with that. Once they are born, being around secondhand smoke actually can be an irritant and cause asthma attacks and cause asthma hospitalizations. So it's very important that if you have a child with asthma that you keep them away from smoke.
Our children have the right to take a big, deep breath of clean air, but being near someone who smokes can take that right away.
It changed my breathing to like wheezing, and I had to take my asthma pump and it might not work. I'm gonna have to go to the Children's Hospital.
Secondhand smoke is known to cause respiratory infections, bronchitis, pneumonia, ear infections, asthma symptoms, asthma attacks, premature death in both children and non-smoking adults, and there is a growing link to sudden infant death syndrome.
Many studies have shown that the byproducts of tobacco smoke are still in the environment, and if you smoke in the house, you might as well blow the smoke in the child's face in terms of how it's going to affect their asthma.
40% of children who go to emergency rooms for asthma-related symptoms live with smokers.
I've had a child who I had to put her coat outside because it smelled so bad I couldn't put her coat in the cubby with the other children's clothes. Bags come in, the smell on the diapers, the whole bit. Cigarettes just go a long way. Parents just don't, I guess, you know, being a smoker, they don't understand it. Maybe they don't smell it like I would because I no longer smoke. But that's a terrible smell. And for it to be on a child, it's just a mess. It's in children's hair.
So the important thing is just not to smoke in the house at all or in the car. And people forget about the car. But I kind of grew up, my dad being a smoker, and I remember we hated the long drives because of the smoke in the car, and we didn't have asthma and we hated it. So I think people don't think about, they think because they open the window that the smoke is not blowing in the back seat.
The levels of tobacco smoke pollution inside a car are many, many times higher than the level of air pollution caused by cars.
You picture a parent who brings their child in the morning that's getting out of a car. That means that child is in that car with that cigarette smoke.
It's such a closed environment, and especially in the winter when the windows are barely cracked. And smokers a lot of times think they're doing the right thing because they're holding a cigarette outside the window, they're blowing out the window, but it doesn't change the fact that there's going to be some residual that's going to land on the surfaces.
Very little attention is paid to smoke that lingers long after active smoking stops and secondhand smoke has cleared from a room. It clings to smokers' hair and clothing, to furniture, curtains, carpeting, and other surfaces. The residue is deposited in a layer on every surface in a home.
It'll settle on toys that are left around. And we know little people, they put everything in their mouths. They're crawling along and say, ooh, and they mouth everything. So that's how they're ingesting these chemicals and toxins at a more rapid pace.
11 compounds in third-hand smoke are classified as Group 1 cancer-causing agents, the most dangerous ones to humans. To protect children and other loved ones from exposure to secondhand smoke, take one clear step. Make your home a smoke-free zone, or get some help to stop smoking. If you quit with help, you're more likely to quit for good. Consider the patch or medication to help you quit. If not, there is something you can do to protect your children. Take the SmokeFree pledge. Create smoke-free zones at home and in the car. Remind your friends and family not to smoke around your children. Have a smoking area outside the house.
If you have a child with asthma, please take the SmokeFree pledge.
Please take the SmokeFree pledge.
To take the pledge to keep your children in a smoke-free environment, go to smokefreephilly.org. If you're ready to quit smoking, help is available at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.